I've been searching for that feeling, that love, that light, the kind that hits the healing. Every step I take, I'm learning who I'm meant to be. I feel joy, I feel peace, in His presence I release the pain, the years, the fears. He is always by my side, listening right there. The Most High is His name. I will never be the same. The Creator of me, the man also known as Yahusa, the great I am.
Hey, what's going on with YouTube? All right, today we're going to talk about 3 signs that you're dealing with a counterfeit believer. And when I mean believer, I'm talking about one that says they believe the Bible. And I go by to use the King James Version of the Bible. Okay, so it's just 3 signs here. So we're just going to jump right into it. Okay, here's the thing I've learned. Normally, I've noticed they have clean mouths, but dirty lives. Clean mouths, but dirty lives. Now, I'm not saying this from a standpoint of accusation. I'm saying this from a standpoint of experience and seeing and knowing, okay? Because I've dealt with quite a few that seem to have this common denominator, okay? So here's the thing here, is that how to spot a counterfeit. My wife used an analogy, an example about how to spot a counterfeit. And she says, if you're going to spot a counterfeit $100 bill, is that what you need to do is study a real one, a real $100 bill. Study, and that's going to be the truth. That's going to be your tuning fork. Like when you're going to tune a piano, they have this thing called the tuning fork, and you use that to tune other pianos. So with that, you're going to use that one that you're going to study that's true. And then whenever these little fake ones come up, $100, $100, you can properly identify which one is a fake because you're an expert at studying the real one. You put that work in. And in the word it says in 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15, it says, study the word to show thyself approved, a workman that need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth, rightly dividing. How can we do it rightly if we don't know what's right? Right? So that's one way. So my wife, when she gave me that, I was like, man, that's so true. Okay. So that's one way to spot a counterfeit. So here's the thing in Matthew chapter 15, verses 7 through 9. And this deals with people that honor him with their lips. So I'm just going to go there real quick and so you can see what I'm talking about here. So I just want to make sure I don't skip anything here. So I get off track here. Matthew chapter 15, verse 7 through 9. It says here, it says, ye hypocrites, well did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, this people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth, and their lips are far from me, but in vain do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. Wow. You know, I've seen it time and time again. People don't want to obey the commandments of the Most High God. He only gave us 10 of them. And they don't want to obey those, but they will obey the doctrines of their religious organization. You know, a lot of churches, they have these little organizations, they have these little belief systems. I call them check boxes. You check that? Do you believe that? Yeah, check. Do you believe that? Yeah, check. Do you believe that? Oh yeah, I believe that too. Okay, you can become a member. Come on and sign up. You got to pay your membership dues. You got to bring that tithe every week to us, okay? You got to make sure you bring that. It's really food. That's what it's talking about in the Bible, because it says, so that there may be food in my house in Malachi. But we're going to make it money. Bring that money, okay? So anyway, number 2, in spotting a counterfeit. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 5 through 7. And what it says there is, talks about them having a form of godliness. A form of godliness. You know, it looks real, but it's not real. Okay. So the thing is that having a 2 Timothy chapter 2 verses 3 through 5. So let's see what that says. Chapter 2 verse 3 through 5. Okay. It says here, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away from that. And it says here, for of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with divers lusts, ever learning, never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. Ever learning. How many times you run into people? Oh, I just learned this. I learned this, and I've shown this. Okay, you got the knowledge. Don't you know that the devil has the knowledge too? Satan himself has the knowledge. The only difference, he doesn't do what it says. He refuses to obey, because when you obey, that's when that word is activated in your life, in how you live and how we live and how I live my life. That's how it's activated. So that's another thing. So what I've noticed is that what we have today is a feel-good gospel. It feels good. I just want to make you feel good. Anything that makes you all real happy, and feeling good and great. I'm not going to address your issues that you need to let go of. Let's just talk about, what you want instead of what you need. Okay. So the thing is that form of godliness manifests in a lot of ways. It's a feel-good gospel. It's a prosperity gospel. It's a gospel that says, give to the church, give to us, and God's going to give to you. He's going to bless you, pressed down, shaking together, running over where your cup run. Just put that money in that envelope, drop it off, and we're going to be good to go. And you're going to be blessed. Well, really, or am I being blessed? Because here's the true measure. How does that organization treat its members? When the members are in need, when there's a loss in the family, when there's a need, a great need, can you go to your organization and go get help? Will they take you didn't give all this money. Will they give a little bit back to you to help you out to get through the rough time? Think about that. I've heard some stories. Well, brother, sister, we're going to pray for you. Yeah, we're going to do that. Okay. That sounds good and make you feel good, but we're not going to address the issue for you. Okay. So that's another thing. Here's number 3. So I said, number 1, these people are going to honor them with their lips. That's number 1. They're going to honor, I would say lip service. Let's just make it simple. Lip service. And number 2, they're going to have a form of godliness. They're going to have a form. And then number 3, they're going to gather around them teachers. They're going to gather around them teachers that say what their itching ears want to hear. What do I mean by that? Let me give you another scripture for that. That's going to be in 2 Timothy chapter 4, verses 3 through 4. And for the time will come, and it says here, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. Tell me what I want to hear. Tell me what I like to hear. Yeah, talk good to me. Talk good to me. Okay? And they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned unto fables. They got little stories for you, little made up parables and stories and stuff. Anything to make you feel good, warm fuzzy, to get you in that feeling of giving some money. Okay. Now, it's not all about the money, and not all organizations are like that, but a lot of them are. I've dealt with a lot of them, dealt with a lot of people that are in those different organizations. But here's the thing. I have to tell you the truth, according to what the book says. Okay. Because I'm being held accountable for this, and I'm going to have to answer for this. Okay. So Galatians 4:16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? That's Galatians 4:16, King James. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? See, you know what? The truth doesn't go too well because the truth comes up against the lies of men, the doctrines of men, the doctrines of devils. And so the thing is, you can either take it or leave it. Matter of fact, in John chapter 17, verse 17, it says, sanctify them with thy truth. Thy word is truth. Thy word is truth. So we have to look at that. Because here's the thing. What you have is you have the Old Testament, the old, and we have the new. Okay? The new. Okay. That Old Testament is made up. That's about 75% of the Bible. I think they said about 74 to 78, but it's about 75%. I'm rounding around. The New Testament is made up about 25%. Okay? But you find that in a lot of these organizations, they want to do away with this. How much sense does that make? When you read a book, I have a friend of mine that reads a lot of books. Okay? He's on track to read about 24. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's 24. Here's the thing. What if we read a book and we decided, I don't want to read, if the book is 400 pages, I'm only going to read the last 100 pages, the last 100. I'm going to disregard the first 300, the 300 here, and I'm going to get a proper understanding of that book. How silly is that? How much sense does that make? That doesn't make any sense to me. That's like reading a book, or going to a movie. How can we truly understand if we're only gonna disregard this? This is foundational. This is foundational. That's foundational to the understanding of the book. That's why we're to go line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little, here in the Old Testament, here in the New Testament a little bit, so we can put it all together. But you have people that have built a lot of these buildings here, and they base it on that. And then anyone that brings this up, this truth, he's lying. Well, study, not just part of it, the whole thing. Read the whole thing. And not only read it, do what it says for your benefit. When we do that, life goes a lot better. So I'm going to leave you at that. Hey, if you really like what I shared with you, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Hey, join the party, man. Hey, because it's all about truth. It's all about truth, getting this truth out here. And you know what? It ain't for everybody, but if you're seeking truth, if you're hungering and thirsting after righteousness for his name's sake, and you really want to do what the book says and really have the abundant life, and I'm not just talking about the money, I'm talking about living it. It's a blessing to you. Thank you for giving me some of your time. I hope you have a blessed week. You guys take it easy. Thank you. Bye.